Welcome back. We are now focusing on step number 5. In step number 1, 2, and 3, we finished the first floor. And in step number 4, we finished the second floor of our cube. In step 5, we will be working on the upper floor. However, it will not be the outer edge pieces or the outward facing sides or stickers. We will be working on the top bird's eye view or the upper face. There are 3 situations you will encounter when you're doing the cube in step 5. We are working to create a cross. The goal of step 5 is to have a completed cross on the top face. We are ignoring the corner pieces. The corner pieces are not going to be important in step 5. The first situation you'll encounter as you're doing step 5 is that the edge pieces are missing. In other words, there isn't a single edge piece on the top face, and the center piece is by itself. If that's the case, that is the first situation that can happen, and we're going to perform the exact same algorithm, which is, again, the bottom of our cross, the bottom face will have our cross that we solved in step 1, and step 2, which is the daisy and the cross. That will stay facing downward for the remainder of the solve of the puzzle. We're going to now do the algorithm F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. This is exactly what can happen as you're doing your algorithm in step 5. The second situation is that you can have a straight line. In other words, you have 2 edge pieces that are positioned in such a way that they create a straight line. If we compare that to a numerical keyboard, that would be button number 8, 5, and 2. Take this line and position it away from you. Okay? It's as though it's going off into the horizon. We're going to perform the exact same algorithm. F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. Now, we're going to encounter the third situation, and that is having a letter L. This letter L is still comprised of 2 edge pieces and their centerpiece, but we're going to position it in a very specific way. We're going to create a backwards letter L. Again, we're ignoring the corner piece on the top face. Any corner pieces that we encounter in step 5 are not going to be important because we're working on the cross, which means the center surrounded by 4 edge pieces that are all the same. You can think of step 5 of being comprised of 5 stickers, which are button number 2, 4, 5, 6, and button 8. That's what we're working towards. If I take my backwards letter L and have it facing so that it is in fact a backwards L, then my top face is going to appear as though I have a cloth with 2 hands pointing towards number 12, straight away from me, and number 9, which is to my left. If we think of a numerical keypad, then the analogy there is that we're going to have our center button 5 with 2 edge pieces at position number 4 and position number 12. We're going to perform the exact same algorithm for the third time, which is F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. And at this point, I'm going to have my cross on the top face, and I've completed my step 5. I will double check that I still have my 2 bottom floors done on the cube, which I do all the way around. My bottom face is still nice and smooth. And as you can see, we are working on the 3rd floor or the 3rd row of our structure or our pretend building, but we are working from the bird's eye view. We're first doing the roof, so to speak. We're working on the top face, and we have accomplished our end goal of step 5, which is to have a cross on the top. To recap, there are 3 ways or 3 situations you may encounter as you're getting ready to complete your step number 5. You may have the centerpiece by itself with no edge pieces, or you may have 2 edge pieces that are pointing up and down in a vertical line so that the line is facing away from you. Or you can have a backwards L, which means that we have buttons number 4, 5, and number 8 that are uniform on the top face. Here's an analogy or a mnemonic, a silly sounding sentence. The sentence is Furry, undergraduate rabbit, Umber, red fluorescent. F clockwise, U clockwise, and R clockwise are the first 3 letters, and then they are followed by U prime, R prime, and F prime. F U R, U prime, R prime, F prime. That algorithm is all you need to solve to finish your step number 5 and to get ready for step number 6. In step 6, we will be solving for our corner pieces. That's where we are going to focus on trying to have all 4 of them completed so that we're going to have a smooth, uniform surface on the top. We are going to complete all the shingles of our pretend building structure. Keep doing this. I hope you enjoy it. And if you do make an error as you're doing your step 5, not to worry, because we're going back again to finishing step number 1, 2, and 3, which is the first floor. And then we're going to complete step 4, which is 2, have the second floor completed. If you have completed all 4 steps, this is a cumulative process, and you will be able to move on to step number 5 as long as all 4 steps are complete. This is part of the CFOB method of solving the cube. Enjoy it, and I'll see you soon.